Sir, yes, sir. All praises, grand rising to all those who you feel me. What's happening, world? It's another episode of They Like to Hide the Truth, but somebody gotta tell it. You're with me, prophetic wisdom. You understand me? If Jesus don't get the glory, somebody tell a different story. I want to speak to y'all today. The topic of today, we're talking about pandemic inflation automation. And I want y'all to understand it just like that. Pandemic inflation automation. Pandemic inflation automation. A lot of y'all don't understand what's finna take place within these next 2 to 4 years. You understand? We're gonna experience a pandemic very, 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 very soon. Um, I want you to understand the only reason we're out the house right now, the only reason Corona ended was because of George Floyd. Other than that, we'd probably still be in the house. I want y'all to understand that that was a test run. Pandemic inflation automation. It probably would have rolled out with it forever, but it because it played out so good, so well. It was like why not make it the real thing? I want y'all to understand that pandemic inflation automation, it is happening, it will happen, it is happening soon, it is coming soon. I want you to understand that this pandemic will really kill. See like I want y'all to understand flu kill more people than corona every year, annually. Nobody's in an uproar. They have shots every year though. But corona doesn't out kill flu, so I never seen a big deal. I already knew what the agenda was is to push hysteria, prices, um, to push SARS and test. See, SARS CoV-2 was that happened in like '07 or 12. I don't remember, somewhere in them years, those 5 years, '07, '12. Yeah, they try to do it. Could have been earlier than that. The SARS, you remember the whole SARS things. Anyway, what I want you, Corona on the books. Corona 19 is not even on the books. What's truly on the books is SARS CoV-2. That is, you'll never hear them call Corona that, but that is the actual name. It has I believe where it was, the patent for where it was created was in Great Britain. The patent for the vaccination was in America, or it could be tomato in reverse. But I want y'all to understand this, that another pandemic is on the way. To go ahead and get all what you need. Get vacuum sealers, masonry jars. Get everything you need to be able to live and not be on the slaw trough, such as the grocery stores, the fast food chains, the convenience stores, things of that nature. Um, You're going to see pandemic inflation automation. We're going to call that PIA, pandemic inflation automation. And I want you guys to really realize that this pandemic will kill massively. Um, the pandemic is going to isolate you in the houses. While it's isolating you in the houses, it's also going to stop shipping, which is going to rise the price of inflation. You're going to see China stop shipping to America. Prices, inflation will rise. What does that do? That starves the working person, that starves the average person. But you're also going to see, once, because of the pandemic, people are going to start um, staying in the house, isolated. You understand? What does that do to the job market, the labor force? Oh, only necessity workers are going to be on the street. So what I want you to understand is that once this takes place, you're going to only have the necessity workers, just like when Corona was taking place. And I want you to understand that um, that will be um, where they capitalize on automation. That will be where they capitalize on justifying why the American worker is out of a job and not looking like, okay, we were leaning towards robotics either way. Like we weren't already, or like it wasn't already predestined to give your job away to a robot. They're going to justify it with the pandemic. You understand? That's why when you're seeing the corona, guess what? It was only the workers of necessity workers. They seen what was the necessity workers. Now, everybody who wasn't necessity workers were replacing with a robot. So I want you guys to understand this pandemic is close, it's happening, it's real. Um, you're gonna see the stores stock up to the roof for those who have, for the wealthy, and for those who are in the loop, so they can make sure they have the things they need. But I want you guys to understand this is going to be one of the worst times you experience pandemic very shortly. Pandemic, inflation, automation. I want you guys to understand that they're going to do everything they can to stop Trump's agenda. It's a cynical group. The same person that you thought would be your savior will make him destroy you purposely. I feel Trump has been compromised already. He's one billionaire fighting against many. Understand this. Pandemic, inflation, automation. It's coming soon to a town near you. God bless you. All praise. If Jesus don't get the glory, somebody tell a different story. This is another episode of They Like to Hide the Truth, but somebody got to tell it. Much love, folks. Stay safe, but at the same time, stay dangerous.